Stop scrolling if you think you're brave, because this isn't just a story, it's a warning. The Midnight Game is a terrifying ritual that teens dare each other to play, but its roots are darker than you think. Here's how it works. At midnight, you write your full name on a piece of paper, prick your finger, and let a drop of blood fall onto it. After lighting a candle, you knock on your front door exactly 22 times, the last knock echoing precisely at the stroke of midnight. Then, you enter your home, candle in hand, and try to avoid the Midnight Man, a vengeful spirit said to punish those who disrespect the ritual. If your candle goes out, you must relight it within 10 seconds. Fail, and you're said to be haunted by terrifying hallucinations of your deepest fears, or worse. What's truly chilling? This game is believed to be based on a real pagan punishment ritual, originally used to teach respect for the supernatural and the unknown. Dozens of players have reported horrifying experiences, scratches appearing on their skin, sudden cold spots, and even shadowy figures lurking just beyond sight. Would you dare to play and face the Midnight Man? Subscribe to my channel.
Imagine stepping into an elevator alone, pressing a secret sequence of buttons, and suddenly finding yourself in another world. This is the terrifying premise of the elevator game, a ritual that exploded online and sparked real panic in cities worldwide. The rules are simple but chilling. Enter a building with at least 10 floors, ride the elevator alone, and push buttons in a very specific order. If done correctly, it's said you'll encounter a mysterious woman or arrive in a dark, alternate reality. The legend gained massive attention after the tragic case of Elisa Lam in 2013, whose bizarre elevator footage and unexplained death at the Cecil Hotel fueled global obsession. In fact, schools and apartment buildings in South Korea and the Philippines even banned elevator use at night due to frightened residents. But here's the real fact. While there's no evidence the elevator game opens portals, psychologists warn that belief in such rituals can trigger mass hysteria, anxiety, and dangerous behavior. The fear and fascination it inspires are very real, even if the supernatural isn't. Would you risk it? Subscribe to my channel.
Imagine stepping into an elevator alone at midnight, pressing a secret code of floors, and suddenly, the doors open to another world, one filled with shadows and silence. This is the elevator game, a chilling ritual that exploded in popularity through online forums and horror communities. But did you know its roots trace back to real urban legends from Korea and Japan? The ritual first appeared on Korean message boards around 2010, where it was rumored that if you followed a strict sequence of floors, you'd reach a dimension where electronics fail and a mysterious woman enters, never to be trusted. What's even more disturbing is that this game gained notoriety after the tragic case of Elisa Lam in 2013, whose mysterious death in a Los Angeles hotel elevator fueled endless speculation and fear. Experts believe the elevator game is a modern urban myth, blending internet folklore with real-life events to create a terrifying experience that blurs the line between reality and nightmare. Despite warnings, many thrill seekers continue to try it, drawn by the promise of the unknown. Would you dare try it? Subscribe to my channel. Stop scrolling if you think college dorms are safe, because Room 428 at Ohio University's Wilson Hall will change your mind forever. For decades, students have fled this room, terrified by chilling events they can't explain. They report hearing footsteps pacing the floor when no one's there, objects mysteriously moving on their own, and even seeing a shadowy figure standing silently at the foot of their beds. The most unsettling claim? The face of a mysterious woman appearing in the window, staring inside, even when the room is locked and completely empty. Legend has it that a student once tried to contact spirits using a Ouija board in room 428 and unleashed something that never left. The hauntings grew so intense and frequent that the university eventually sealed the room off. Today, no one is allowed to live there, and it remains off limits to students. Here's a real fact. Ohio University openly acknowledges the room's eerie reputation. And to this day, room 428 remains closed. fueling the legend even more. So, would you dare spend a night in room 428? Subscribe to my channel for more chilling stories.
Imagine stepping into an elevator alone, pressing a secret sequence of buttons, and suddenly finding yourself in another world. This is the terrifying premise of the elevator game, a ritual that exploded online and sparked real panic in cities worldwide. The rules are simple but chilling. Enter a building with at least 10 floors, ride the elevator alone, and push buttons in a very specific order. If done correctly, it's said you'll encounter a mysterious woman or arrive in a dark, alternate reality. The legend gained massive attention after the tragic case of Elisa Lam in 2013, whose bizarre elevator footage and unexplained death at the Cecil Hotel fueled global obsession. In fact, schools and apartment buildings in South Korea and the Philippines even banned elevator use at night due to frightened residents. But here's the real fact. While there's no evidence the elevator game opens portals, psychologists warn that belief in such rituals can trigger mass hysteria, anxiety, and dangerous behavior. The fear and fascination it inspires are very real, even if the supernatural isn't. Would you risk it? Subscribe to my channel. Stop scrolling if you love real-life horror. What if an elevator could transport you to another world? The elevator game is a chilling urban legend from Korea that has fascinated and terrified people worldwide. Here's how it works. Alone, you enter a building with at least 10 floors. You must press a strict sequence of floor buttons: 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5, and finally 1, in that exact order. If done correctly, a mysterious woman may enter on the 5th floor. The rule is clear. Don't speak to her or look at her. If you reach the 10th floor and step out, legend claims you enter a parallel dimension, empty, dark, and eerily silent, but not without a chilling sense of being watched. Return trips are rarely successful, and players report terrifying side effects like dizziness, memory loss, and even vanishing without a trace. Here's a real fact. In 2013, Elisa Lam's mysterious death at the Cecil Hotel fueled speculation she played the elevator game. Her strange elevator footage went viral, sparking countless theories and fears. Are you brave enough to try it? Subscribe to my channel for more chilling mysteries, Part 2.
Imagine stepping into a city frozen in time, where every abandoned building whispers secrets of disaster. Pripyat, Ukraine, was once a thriving city of 50,000, built to house workers of the Chernobyl nuclear plant and their families. But on April 26, 1986, everything changed forever. The Chernobyl disaster released deadly radiation, forcing residents to flee within hours, leaving behind their lives, possessions, and even beloved pets. Today, Pripyat stands as a chilling ghost town, with rusted Ferris wheels, deserted schools, and hauntingly empty apartments that echo with silence. Locals claim to hear children laughing, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and see shadowy figures moving through the thick fog. But here's a real fact. Radiation hotspots still linger in certain areas, making it dangerous to stay long. Yet wildlife has surprisingly reclaimed the city, including wolves, wild boar, and even bears roaming freely. Pripyat is a haunting reminder of how quickly life can vanish and how nature can reclaim what was lost. So, would you dare to visit the most haunted city on Earth? Subscribe to my channel for more spine-chilling stories, Part 1.
Imagine the clock striking midnight as thick fog creeps over a crumbling plantation, its windows shattered, doors hanging off their hinges. Suddenly, ghostly figures in tattered Civil War uniforms emerge from the shadows, their boots echoing on rotting floorboards. These are the lost soldiers, returning after more than a century, drawn by memories of laughter, family, and love long gone. Their spectral faces flicker with pain and longing as they wander through the decayed halls, reliving the horrors of war and the heartbreak of never coming home. Portraits on the walls weep tears of blood, and phantom gunfire shatters the eerie silence. Yet as dawn breaks, the atmosphere shifts. Golden sunlight pierces the gloom, and the soldiers' spectral wounds begin to heal. Whispers of forgiveness fill the air as the spirits embrace their loved ones, finally reunited after so many years. The home, once haunted by sorrow and despair, now glows with warmth and peace. The soldiers, at last, find rest, leaving behind a legacy of hope, healing, and reconciliation. Like and subscribe to my channel for more haunting tales with heart. Don't scroll. This is the creepiest sales call you'll ever witness. Picture it's 1956. A cheerful door-to-door vacuum salesman, briefcase in hand, walks up a lonely, fog-shrouded street at midnight, desperate to make one last sale before dawn. He approaches a decaying Victorian house, its windows dark and the porch creaking eerily in the cold wind. He knocks, but the door slowly creaks open by itself. Heart pounding, he steps inside, calling out his pitch into the heavy silence. The air turns icy cold. Shadows slither across the peeling wallpaper like living things. Suddenly, a child's laughter echoes down the empty hallway, though no one is there. Ghostly faces appear in the cracked mirrors, watching his every move with hollow eyes. The salesman tries to flee, but the door slams shut behind him. Objects levitate, a rocking chair tips over, a music box plays a haunting tune by itself. Just as a ghostly figure reaches out to grab him, the vacuum in his hand whirs to life. The spirits pause, curious. He nervously demonstrates its power, sucking up a swirling cloud of spectral dust. The ghosts smile, their tortured souls finally freed, fading peacefully away. The front door swings open to warm morning light. He escapes, joyfully alive and forever changed. Like and subscribe to my channel for more.
In the shadowed streets of Japan, a chilling urban legend haunts the night. Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman. According to the tale, she appears to lone travelers, often children wearing a surgical mask. With haunting eyes, she asks, "Am I beautiful?" If you answer no, she kills you on the spot. But if you say yes, she removes her mask, revealing a grotesque ear-to-ear mouth slit, and asks again, "Say yes," and she slashes your mouth to match hers. Say no, and your fate is sealed. Originating in the late 1970s, the legend surged during a wave of reported sightings, causing widespread panic in Japanese towns. Some versions claim she was a samurai's wife, punished for her infidelity by having her mouth cruelly cut. Others say she's the victim of a botched surgery or a disfiguring accident. To escape her, some believe you can confuse her with ambiguous answers, or throw sweets to distract her momentarily. Rooted deeply in fears of violence, betrayal, and the unknown, the slit-mouthed woman remains a terrifying figure in Japanese folklore, embodying both beauty and horror, and reminding all who hear her story of the dangers lurking in the night.
Let me tell you about my wildest day as a realtor. I specialize in selling haunted houses. Because hey, someone's got to. My latest listing, a charming Victorian with more ghosts than windows. First showing, a young couple walks in, excited and hopeful. Suddenly, the chandelier swings wildly. Doors slam shut on their own, and a portrait in the hallway whispers, "Get out." The couple bolts faster than my last commission check. Next up, a goth family strolls through, intrigued by the eerie vibe. They love the ambiance, until the ghost in the attic starts reciting tax codes in a monotone voice. Even they scream, "Too scary!" I try to stage the house to make it more inviting, but every time I set out cookies, they mysteriously float away. I even call a priest for a blessing, but he leaves halfway through after the ghost corrects his Latin pronunciation. Finally, desperate, I listed online as cozy fixer-upper, minor spiritual activity. I get a call from a mysterious buyer who says, "I'll take it, no inspection." I ask, why? He says, "I'm a ghost. I've been trying to buy my own place for centuries. These roommates are the worst." Imagine your loved one, lost in the endless void of space, presumed dead after a catastrophic mission failure. Now, picture this. 3 months later, on a stormy night, there's a sudden chilling knock at your door. You open it, and standing there is the astronaut. Frozen suit still intact, eyes wide and unblinking, skin pale as the moon. The air turns frigid, your breath visible in the hallway. His voice is a faint whisper, echoing memories of radio transmissions lost in static. You want to run, but your feet feel rooted to the spot. The horror deepens as he steps inside, his movements stiff, unnatural, like a ghost trapped between worlds. He recounts chilling visions of drifting endlessly among shattered satellites, surrounded by silence and shadows that seem to reach for him with cold, grasping fingers. But then, something miraculous happened. He felt a warmth, a mysterious pull toward home. Against all odds, life reignited in his frozen veins. His icy shell thawed, and he found himself standing on your doorstep, alive. Tears flow freely, fear melts into overwhelming relief, and the family embraces in a moment of pure, unspoken joy. Love, it seems, can bring someone back from the void. Subscribe to my channel. The morning light filters through the cracks in the boarded windows, casting eerie shadows across the room. Jane wakes up, her heart pounding in her chest, only to find her home eerily silent. Her family's absence is unsettling, but what's more alarming is the sight of every door and window sealed shut with thick wooden planks. Panic grips her as she tries to understand the bizarre situation. She calls out for her family, but only silence responds. Her mind races as she searches for a way out, her hands frantically tugging at the boards. As the day wears on, Jane stumbles upon a hidden note under the coffee table. It reads, "Trust the light." Determined, she follows the slivers of sunlight that peek through the cracks, leading her to the attic. There, she discovers a loose board. With renewed hope, she pries it open, revealing a secret passage. Crawling through, she finds herself outside, greeted by her family and friends, who explain it was a surprise escape room challenge for her birthday. Relief washes over her, the fear dissolving into laughter. Subscribe to my channel for more thrilling tales. The sound of dirt being shoveled echoed faintly, rousing him from a deep slumber. His eyes fluttered open to complete darkness, the air thick with the scent of decay. Panic surged as he realized he was confined within a coffin. Heart pounding, he reached out, his hand brushing against something cold and unyielding. A chill ran down his spine as he felt the unmistakable form of a lifeless body beside him. The man, whose name was lost in the haze of fear, thrashed against the walls of his wooden prison, his fingers scraping the rough surface. Each breath was a struggle, the air growing ever thinner. Memories of the night before flickered like a dying candle, an invitation to a mysterious game hosted by the enigmatic Undertaker, promising thrills beyond imagination. But this was no game. It was a nightmare. He felt a cold hand clasp his wrist, the corpse beside him seemingly animated by the curse of the coffin. The whispers of the dead filled his ears, a cacophony of despair and malice. Desperation clawed at his sanity as he realized the coffin was not just a tomb, but a vessel of terror, trapping him in a game where the only escape was death. As the last of his strength waned, a sinister voice echoed in his mind. Welcome to the Undertaker's game. Subscribe to my channel. Have you ever felt the chilling breath of the unknown brush against your skin? In the heart of Iran lies a ghost town shrouded in mystery and whispers of the past. This is the tale of the Trail of Mist. Nestled in the rugged landscapes, this abandoned village is said to be haunted by spirits that wander its desolate streets. The town, once vibrant with life, now stands eerily silent, save for the occasional gust of wind carrying faint echoes of laughter and cries from a time long forgotten. Legend has it that a tragic event drove the inhabitants away, leaving behind only memories and restless souls. Visitors report an overwhelming sense of being watched, shadows flickering at the edge of their vision, and a thick, unnatural mist that rolls in at dusk, swallowing the town whole. This mist, locals say, is the veil between the living and the spectral realm, a portal through which the past reaches out with icy fingers. Brave souls who venture into the heart of this ghost town often return with tales of ghostly apparitions and inexplicable phenomena. Are these mere stories, or is there truth hidden within the trail of mist? Only those who dare to walk its haunted paths can truly know. Subscribe to my channel for more spine-tingling tales.